high school, a senior, first ever to go to the Air Force Academy, Tyler Coplen. Wow, are we proud of you, young man. And I want to know how you decided that you were interested in this.
Well, actually, it was quite a new decision. I went to a college fair at ASU, and they had a booth for the Air Force Academy and the Naval Academy. And I was looking at all the booths for Texas and TCU, and my mom told me, why don't you go over there and look at the Naval Academy and the Air Force Academy, just see if you're interested, because that's a way to get your college paid and have a career and everything. So I went over to that booth and they talked to me for a little while, and after that I just went home and I started thinking, wow, this might actually be a very cool thing to do. And so after that, me and my mom decided we wanted to apply. And so the very next day I went to Congressman Conaway's office here in San Angelo, and we talked to Joanne Powell about getting the congressional nomination that you have to go to the academy. And we actually started quite late because she said, you have 4 days until these are due. So we did everything last minute, but luckily we got it all in and I got the congressional nomination and the appointment.
And you had other options, Tyler. Tell us about those. This wasn't certainly the only thing, and most kids that get into an academy have other opportunities. Tell us about, I know you had a great offer from TCU.
Yes, ma'am. I actually received offered the Dean Scholarship to TCU, which was $72,000 over the 4 years. And then I was looking at Texas Tech and ASU, of course, but I also had aspirations to go to MIT and schools like that. But eventually I just decided the Air Force Academy would fit me the best.
And I asked you previously if you had talked to some folks who have been in recent years so that you know what the expectation is at the academy, unlike going to a 4-year university.
Yes, ma'am. The first one I talked to was a man my mom works with, and he now works at Ethicon. He served his service after graduating from the Air Force Academy, and he said he absolutely loved the academy. He loved the atmosphere. It was very hard for him at first to get through it. He missed his family, missed his home, and he had never done ROTC either. So it was quite a culture shock to him, and that's almost what I'm going to be going through. So he's helped me know what to expect and start getting my body and mind in shape for the academy.
Because it is both.
Mentally and physically taxing.
Yeah, you're not a couch potato
No.
you can't just live in the computer lab as you might have at MIT or maybe even TCU. So I'm glad that you have talked to some folks, and I hope we can connect you with some very recent SAISD grads who've gone to one of the academies, so you have a little bit of you won't have surprises. What about the academy, besides the fact that it is getting your college paid for and it is a great profession, what else? There has to be more to make it worth it to you to go there.
Well, I've always wanted to go to a big university with a small school feel. And that was one of the things that drew me towards TCU the most, is that they had a small student-to-teacher ratio, but the academy even has a more inclusive environment where you only have 8 or 9 students to every teacher. So you get a personalized education that fits the student, and they have basically everything I want for my career. I want to have a degree in aeronautics and astronautics, and so the Air Force Academy is one of the best schools in the nation to go to.
Absolutely. And you are going to serve your country after. That's the way of paying back for your scholarship. And is that something that's appealing to you?
Yes, ma'am. My grandpa actually served in the Army Air Corps, and he was a B-24 pilot and a flight instructor. And he always talked about all of his war stories and how he flew planes. And from the time I was 6 or 7, I always looked up to him and thought, wow, it'd be really cool to fly a plane and serve my country. So that's one of the things that drew me towards the academy the most.
I learned from having students from SAISD at the academies that they expect you to be a part of something, either a club or some extracurricular team or a club, and they offer many options. Have you already looked into that?
I've looked into a couple. Of course, they have intramural sports and Division I sports, and so I want to try to play golf there at the academy, but I've also looked into a lot of community service opportunities that they have there that not only help you serve the community and help you put a good image of the Air Force Academy into the community, but also to get some small breaks here and there from the rigorous environment of the academy so that you can kind of relax and unwind while still helping other people.
Nice. Do you know anyone else going that will be first-year students?
I know a girl from Congressman Conaway's district she lives in Granbury, and she got the nomination to go to the Air Force Academy as well. So I was talking with her at Congressman Conaway's Academy Days, and we're very excited to be going to the Academy, and hopefully we can see each other and talk to each other while we're at the Academy and get through it together.
Well, Tyler, you're going to have your first year, particularly, and a little your second year, people in your face and managing every minute of your day. What has prepared you for that?
I believe the biggest thing that prepared me for that is Boy Scouts. I've been in Boy Scouts since I was 11 years old, and we've learned how to respect other people, and in order to be leaders in Boy Scouts, you have to be followers at first. And so you learn from the older boys, and then when you get to that older stage, you're in charge of the troop. And so that's basically the same format as the Air Force Academy. Your first couple of years, they bark orders at you, and you say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, and you do everything you can to obey those orders. And then when your third and fourth years at the academy, you're starting to lead those, and you're learning leadership qualities. And so I've learned a lot of that from Boy Scouts.
You said you've been in Boy Scouts since you were very young. Are you still working with the Scouts?
Yes, ma'am. I was actually a Boy Scout until I turned 18. I'm an Eagle Scout, and right now I'm a Scoutmaster with the troop.
And I understand, I've heard this anyway, that it is a huge number of points, if I could call it that, if you have attained Eagle Scout, because that sets you apart in a lot of ways from other young people who might not have stuck with something like scouting for that length of time and accomplished what an Eagle Scout has to accomplish. That's interesting. What is your favorite subject in school, in high school?
My favorite subject is math. I've always excelled at math. This year I took calculus, and I felt very confident with that course, and it's always just come naturally to me.
Well, that's a gift, Tyler. A lot of people, their brain does not work that way. So that's going to be very helpful to you. You will be put with a student as a roommate that you don't know. How do you think you were prepared for that?
I've always made friends pretty easily. I just think the biggest thing of getting through the academy is having a positive attitude and remembering that they're not there to tear you down. They're there to make you humble so that you can lead others. And so I think if I just have that right attitude, then I'll get along with my roommate and be able to get through those 4 years at the academy.
Well, will you commit to me that when you come back to town to see family over the course of these next 4 years, that you will allow us and families in our audience who are interested in their child, young person, in going to an academy, that you will come back and give us your impressions of this experience, because it is a total experience. It isn't just going to a class, a math class or a science or a physics. It is every waking hour. Will you do that, Tyler?
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Excellent. And how many times are they telling you will be allowed to come home your first year?
What they told me is that I get to come home a week for Thanksgiving and a week for Christmas.
Okay.
My first year.
Okay. Well, maybe since we're not out a whole week at Thanksgiving, and you will have had a good, solid taste of the academy by November, we could count on you coming back. And do you think it will be difficult as opposed to going to a regular college because they don't allow you to have a vehicle your first year there? Well, do you anticipate that clipping your wings a little bit?
It's definitely a lifestyle change for sure. For these 18 years, I've been pretty, well, at least the last 5 or 6, I've been pretty free to do what I want and hang out with my friends and do all the stuff that normal teenagers do, but going to the academy is definitely going to be a change in lifestyle. Having to wake up early every single morning and work hard and constantly be doing something, that's definitely going to be a change. But I think it'll be good for me.
Well, I think you're going to be successful. You have all the right attitudes, and I see the confidence in you that you can do what it takes to be successful during these first 2 challenging years, and the others will be as well, but you have a little more freedom. Well, Tyler, the city of San Angelo, Lakeview High School, staff and students, we are all so proud of you, and we're going to follow you. We are here to send positive support your way. And so go make us proud.
Yes, ma'am.